Okay, hello everyone, back again. Sorry I haven't done a regular video in a while. So much has gone on lately. Just crazy things have gone on. Before I start with my little wacky story, on a very serious note, very saddened to hear the news of Paul Bearer's passing away. Found out midweek in the morning. Very, very, very saddened to hear that. Again, part of my early pro wrestling childhood. Paul Bearer was a big part of that. Always remembered him as the manager of The Undertaker. One of my favourite moments with him was when he turned on The Undertaker at SummerSlam 96 and joined Mankind. I always remember that, particularly when it comes to him. And then going back in history, he was actually Steve Austin's manager and Rick Rude's manager before they were in WCW and WWF. And at the time, I think he was their manager in Memphis and in Texas for the both of them. So again, really, really saddened to hear that, and thoughts and prayers and in memory of his family. Just very, very sad to hear, and from all accounts, a genuinely good guy. So really, really devastated to hear that. Wacky anecdote before I start talking about what I want to talk about. A friend of mine having some relationship troubles at the moment, and asked me the question, how did you know when this person was not the one? For me, I was with someone for quite a couple of years, and things happened, and I'm going to share with you very briefly as to why I realised they were not the one. And it was when they came home one day and they said to me with a straight face that Pearl Harbor is a fantastic film and that they wanted to watch that. And a guy of my standards and of my tastes, no, sorry, not going to happen. It was over right there and then. And that's when I knew she was not the one. Anyways, now I'm warmed up. Now we can talk about what I really want to talk about. And that is one of the people involved in one of the WrestleMania matches. And I have been meaning to do this for a few days. I'm going to do a series of things about some of the WrestleMania matches. But I want to talk about one person right now, Alberto Del Rio. And LV touched on this a few videos ago. So if you haven't seen one of his videos, you should watch a lot of his stuff. YouTube him, very good. He covers the whole wrestling world, which I think is very, very good. But he talked about Alberto Del Rio, and he said something that actually struck a chord with me, and something that I've wanted to talk about anyways. He talked about Del Rio, and the gist of it was, why is Del Rio not as over when he's either a heel or a babe? Why is he just not that over? And I thought about that, and I think as a babyface, he's not this overwhelmingly popular Latin American superstar, the pro wrestling version of Oscar De La Hoya, which is I think where they want to go with him. He's not that popular right now. He gets reacted to, but it's not like they love him. It's like, in my opinion, Ricardo is the reason why he gets cheered for, because he's a part of the act, the music and the car. I think they react for that, but when he's there, they don't necessarily react for him. I go back to when he was a heel, and why he's not as over as a heel. I think that people, oh, Alberto Del Rio, boo, boo, boo. But the fans did not passionately hate him as a heel, or as a top heel should be hated. And I thought about it for a while, and I always wondered why, as a babyface or as a heel, the babyface is still in progress, but why he's not as big as he could be, or why does he not just have that stature right now? What is it? And I thought about it for a while, and I watched stuff with him in, and I've always enjoyed him, but I can admit that there is something missing from the package at the moment. And I went back and I watched things, and here's my theory, here's my perspective as to why. The way the company is structured right now, I think hurts a lot of people from getting as over as heels or as baby faces in the way that they should. And the best way for me to explain it right now, or the best way for me to put it right now, is that you have maybe 3 or 4 levels, okay? At the bottom you have the people just coming up, you know, the low card guys, superstar guys, basically. Then you have the guys just above that, like a Santino. And then you have the mid-card guys, you know, that appear on Raw, but they're mid-card guys, and you know that they're mid-card guys. And you have a lot of people there. Then you have the upper mid-card guys there. And then you have the main eventers and the legends, you know, the top guys, where you'd have Cena, Undertaker, Triple H, Randy Orton. And then in the upper mid, you have so many people there, it's overpopulated. And it makes it very hard, you know, you either end up with too many people moving up here, people not wanting to move down. There's the mobility between these structures kind of hurts the company. And guys are shot right bats out of hell into big main event pushes like Ryback, like Sheamus, like Drew McIntyre, and also like Alberto Del Rio. And I thought about it for a while, and I went back to when he debuted, and again, guy showed some charisma, good looking guy, very flash, has a lot of things going for him in the political sense that he's tall, big, muscular, has a legit fighting and wrestling background. Those things kind of help him because Vince McMahon likes guys that he believes could beat anybody up, and Del Rio kind of does have that, even though he got head kicked by Crow Cop, but he does have those things going for him. And a guy that, in my opinion, I tell you what, I used to watch him as Dos Caras, and I used to just, yeah, that's Dos Caras. He surprised me when he went to WWE and was able to pull off this character. To me, this rich aristocrat, I can't say the bloody word, this rich, upper class Mexican heel, lots of money, well-educated kind of heel persona, he pulls off well. I think it's the kind of direction they wanted to go with Ted DiBiase, but he does not have that kind of oomph for him to pull it off. And I think how he plays the role and what he's been given, he's done well with it. But here's the problem, and I went back and I thought about it. He debuts in August, I believe, like physically debuts in August. Feuds with Rey Mysterio, good person for him to feud with. You know, when a new character comes in, there's always this interest. There's, oh, what's this new guy all about? Gets people interested. People want to know what he can do. Feuds with Rey Mysterio for most of the autumn. And then after he feuds with Rey Mysterio, he's coming out challenging Edge and Kane for the world title, which was a bit too soon. Character has kind of established himself, but not fully established just yet. Gets fast-tracked into the Royal Rumble. Wins the Royal Rumble in a very entertaining but comical Royal Rumble. I mean, he eliminates Santino, so it's not like he went through the gauntlet and eliminated John Cena or Randy Orton or, you know, the top guys and guys that he needed to eliminate for him to come credible. They throw him right into that, and by February time, and I remember having this thought, Del Rio doesn't have the kind of heat that he needs to have going into a WrestleMania match. He needs to be despised, he needs to be hated, he needs to have more going for him. And really, some of these things should happen over the course of a year and a half, not 4 months, which is what it was pretty much. 4 months, and he's being shot into the top program on the SmackDown brand for the title, with Edge, nonetheless. And I was thinking, he's not hated. There's just not enough stock in him. He's very, very good, and he's someone to build for the future, yeah. But he's not that kind of, you know, they've booked themselves in a corner is what I'm trying to get at. And my thought was, and this is what I said about Ryback, is if you push a guy too fast, too soon into a program involving the world title or some big marquee match like beating the Streak, and they fail, it hurts the character. That was my belief. And I was like, Del Rio has to win at WrestleMania, because it's the only way he can keep the character going, considering how fast they pushed him. And they put him in the spot. He lost to Edge. Edge, granted, won, because apparently the reason was he was retiring. I don't know. Well, you know, we all know the story now, don't we? So then we fast forward to Extreme Rules. Great pay-per-view. I loved that. It was on my day off. It was a fucking great day off, by the way. Don't know why I'm telling you that. Goes in there against Christian ladder match. Everyone wanted Christian to win the match. There was a great story behind it, and so many people wanted to see Christian win. And again, my thing was, they've pushed him too fast. If he loses this match, it's going to hurt him. And sure enough, he lost the match. Christian won. We got the happy ending. Del Rio then gets traded to Raw, and I've always noticed this. Guys get built on SmackDown, get traded to Raw, get lost in the shuffle. Just ask Mr. Kennedy, just ask MVP. Same thing has happened with those guys. He gets switched to Raw, he gets put in a program with the Big Show. He's been groomed to win Money in the Bank. He wins Money in the Bank. And they're talking about putting the belt on him, And again, while he's very good at what he does, and there was rumours that he was supposed to go in there with John Cena at SummerSlam, not CM Punk. Again, there's just that it's too much too soon where the fans haven't digested enough. And again, you get to Money in the Bank, and again he won, which was good, and I thought maybe they can build up this Money in the Bank contender, but God knows they've done a hell of a job doing that with Jack Swagger back in 09, and a hell of a job doing that with Dolph Ziggler. Guy loses every friggin' week. And with Del Rio, he should have been right there and then, because this is at the time the CM Punk angle. They were talking about making Del Rio champion for the tour in Mexico. And again, it seemed like a quick fix to make a quick buck out of Del Rio from the Mexico tour, rather than a long-term investment and make this guy into a credible, believable, hated heel. In my opinion, he should have been the guy that eventually is the adversary to CM Punk, and he should have been the corporate heel champion. Look, Vince, I'm rich, I'm well spoken, I'm very good looking, I don't look like CM, but you know what I mean. He should have been that guy to CM Punk, and built him up and really made him hated, because the fans loved Punk at that time, and they needed someone in there that could play off the Punk character, and Del Rio could have been one of those guys. And again, he was hot-shotted, given the title for a few weeks, put in a program with Cena. Cena just destroyed him, but he wins by fluke, which doesn't help him, because you need to give him a credible win over an established guy. Kind of is an afterthought during the autumn months. Loses the belt to CM Punk. Is kind of lost in the shuffle. Gets injured. Comes back. Is thrown into, again, overshadowed by Daniel Bryan, which, we all know how that went. Overshadowed by him, thrown into the title picture, lost lots of matches, feuded with Randy Orton, again, same thing, and then he's magically turned babyface, because the three man rock band pick on Ricardo. And that's what turns Del Rio face. And then he turns back heel again on the Christmas edition special. And then he's a babyface when he feuds with the Big Show and wins. And that looked like a good sign. It looked like a step in the right direction. It was a great match, but I'm talking about the reaction, and it actually looked like a good babyface. And NYG for Life said this in his video, and credit to him, that it looked like one of the ways to turn him face is through Ricardo. When he did the promo where he was like, look, I have been a bit of a dick to you, but I don't like the way this person has treated you, and I will stand up for you. That came off as quite genuine and organic, and made Del Rio a little bit more likeable. But as we fast forwarded to where he is right now, again, he'll get a reaction, oh, it's Alberto Del Rio, but again, it's the fans are not strongly embracing him. And what I'm getting at is, you've done too much with him too soon. You've thrown him here, there, and everywhere, when the fans, number one, are not ready, and number two, the structure is hurt so badly that basically you've done so much so quickly, so fast, that it's hurting him, and it's affected how over he can actually be. And we've seen this happen with a lot of guys. I said this with Sheamus last year, when Sheamus was not overwhelmingly popular. I said, again, you've thrown him into things so quickly. He wins the belt in 3 months. He loses it. When he wins the Royal Rumble and then wins the belt again, it doesn't mean anything. And I think that that's what's happened with Alberto Del Rio. And that's just what I really wanted to get off my chest and say. Good Lord, let me take a pause and a deep breath. So, this is where you come in. You let me know what you think about that. You let me know if you've noticed the same thing. What do you think it is in the Alberto Del Rio package, or the way he's been presented, that has stopped him and prevented him from being where he could, or where his talent warrants that he should be? Is it him? Is it the way the company's structured? Is it the fact that they've thrown him in too quickly? Is it a combination of all three, or is it just one of those things? You guys let me know what you think. You type in your comments. I am going to have some rest, and then I'm going to be talking about Stoned Cold Nick Diaz very soon. So I hope MMA people bear with me. I've got that coming for you. Thank you everyone, by the way, who comes to the channel. I really appreciate it. Check out my friends group on Facebook, a little band. They gave me a little wristband, so if you can't see that, I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, that's them. So, friends band of mine. I'll put them in my description if you want. I'm gonna get going. I need to take my sleepy time tea. I'm getting old, and I will hopefully hear, see, and read your comments very soon. So, guys, sorry if I sound a bit rusty. Take care, and